AMC actually had a pretty good earnings report. It came in at 1 penny per share. That was above the estimates of -4 cents per share. They also had revenue of 1.35 billion versus 1.29 that was expected. So it was a beat on the top and bottom line. Really good earnings report. But you would think, especially with the crowd that follows AMC, this is what they've been waiting for. This is what they were expecting, for it to eventually go back to profitability and for this stock to soar. But where is it at? Well, let's pull up the chart on this one and talk more about it. AMC, massive bottoming pattern here. This goes back to September of last year. Really nice. And then it started to break higher. But you can see after earnings, it's actually down more than where it closed the day at. And I really don't get it. It's struggling to hold any kind of a gain from the initial earnings report. It went as high as 530. Now it's trading at 506. So where does it go from here? Well, I don't think if it goes down, it's necessarily about the earnings report. I think it's more or less about the positioning of people, and people really, traders are selling the news. They bought into it the last couple of days, and then they're selling the news today. So the support levels that you want to watch for going forward, you have a rising trend line right off of this June lows here. That has been pretty consistent. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we come back down and test the 460 level and then get some kind of a bounce there. But you got to remember, some of these sell-offs that we've seen of late, particularly with AMC, have been very volatile and very strong. Yes, we've had some pops along the way, but it hasn't been able to sustain it. And if you go back in time and you look at the initial jumps in these stocks, they don't do too well. The other factor is to consider is the fact that, yes, we're selling off right now a little bit, just a little bit in AMC, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be selling off tomorrow. And what we could see is a reversal. We've seen it with a lot of stocks so far where it does one thing in the afternoon session, and then the next morning in the pre-market, you're getting this huge buying spree going into the open. And if you get that, the main support level that you want to watch, I mean, obviously this would be a massive move, but if you get another epic move in AMC, you want to be watching this 675 level. And so that 675 level has a heavy history of rejecting price. Now, of course, all of a sudden here, if you're long on it, I'm not long on it. So I have no position. I'm not long. I'm not short. I don't care which way it goes. But if it was to get a big earnings reaction tomorrow, then yes, watch that 685 level. I think that's, a less than 1% chance at this point in happening. But if it happened over the course of a few days, again, you'll want to be very cognizant of this declining resistance right here. This is a heavy layer of resistance that has plagued the stock going all the way back to September. Also worth noting is that every one of these pops, whether it was the one from September of last year, whether it was the one in December of last year, March and February of this year, or just the one that happened a few weeks ago, back in July, it consistently gets sold off. So I understand the dream is to screw over the shorts and to make them pay for shorting this stock into oblivion from before. But ultimately, what's more important is your capital. And I don't really necessarily see AMC being something that's going to fulfill some of the dreams that a lot of people had hoped for. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like more swing trading tips and analysis of your favorite stocks. Thank you guys, and God bless.